up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
Yo, what it is, yo? Oh, what's up? What's up? Them gods broke off. Oh, yeah. What's going on, everybody? What's the business, baby? We're back for Married to Medicine. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. Because, like, I'm not even gonna front on y'all. I was just like, oh my God, do we have to do this again with Married to Medicine? Do we have to? And the only reason I feel like that is because it's like, we're going round and round and around and around we go. And around and around. I feel like we just keep going around and around and around. It's annoying. The concert was really good. I think it's done really well. I like how it was put together. Kelly Rowland looked amazing. Oh my God. We miss Keisha Cole, but that's okay. I'm not the biggest Keisha Cole fan, but she did sound good. I wanted to see Maya, but we were running late anyway from dinner. Either way, we had a good time. Brandy and Monica shows being intertwined like that is really great. I just wish I didn't have to see Ray J. Like, I would love to have an experience without being subjected to some abusive ass nigga. It would be awesome. It would be so great. But such is life. You can never escape them or the people that defend them. It is what it is. It's okay. I hate it. Um, don't forget, you guys, that if you want to purchase merch, coloring books, puzzles, artwork, the community is not okay merch. Up here on the screen is where you can find the QR code. Go to paperluckstudios.com or QR code right here on the screen, girl. Right here on the screen. Okay. For those of you that watch me on the Tizoob. Okay. What else is going on? My show, okay. And I feel like we're pretty much packed with tickets so far. Like, I feel like we're pretty good on the number because my homegirl is also going to be selling some tickets. So yeah, it's going to be a good time. I'm excited about it. Hopefully we can do more of them. So Married to Medicine, you guys. I don't know why I put this as Real Housewives of Potomac. My brain, girl. M2M, hold up. All right. Now, girl, girl, this episode was so sad. No, for real, y'all. I'm not even trying to make it a joke. Like, y'all know I have buried a dog, okay? And I'm not even gonna lie. The way I feel now, I would definitely have a fume for either one of these dogs. And I'm low key mad I didn't have one for Barack, okay? But I buried a dog that I had from when they was a baby until they was old. And, I have Liv, and Liv is getting old. And I'm just telling y'all right now, there are a few things that make me feel as contently happy as my dogs, like watching these little motherfuckers sleep. Okay. Watching when we go take a ride, niggas is real excited and happy about it and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Olivia has become an emotional support pet for me at this point. Like, she gives out hugs and shit. Right. Um, and Frenchies are just like the sweetest little dogs. Okay. Cause there's like always a little extra lip there for some reason. Girl, I don't know. All I know is I love my dogs. And it is so hard when they die. And I feel like it's so hard when they die. Oh my God, it hurts. It hurts really, really bad. So I don't care. I sometimes get sad, like just randomly. Like, I mourn my fucking dog like I did anybody else in my life. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I want y'all to tell me. Okay. I don't tell y'all. And I feel like whenever Liv go, they gonna have to peel me up off the pavement, okay? Because that's my girl. When I tell y'all, I hug her, okay? I kiss on her head now more than I ever used to, because I know one day she's gonna be gone and I'm gonna be really sad about it. So, like, ugh. So this was so sad for me, watching Toya have to bury her dog, and then seeing Eugene come up and give like the speech. Y'all, Contessa, I don't want to talk about women's bodies. I don't. because I don't like to make women feel bad about their bodies. I don't. But I also don't like cringing when I watch reality shows with beautiful women on them. I also don't like these Ozempic eating disorder bodies that are popping up all over the place. And seeing the bones in your chest plate, I don't know what's going on, Contessa, but I feel like what you're doing with your weight is some type of control thing. Like the way the thing, whatever is going on with your body, to me, it's a byproduct of some type of thing that you're ignoring. Like I don't know what's going on, okay? But that space between your titties to where it looked like somebody pulled your titties from the back, right? Somebody's pulling the skin. The skin is pulled to the back and the titties are spreading and the skin, oh my God, Dr. Jackie too, extremely thin. And it comes off like y'all are this thin for trying to control an image because there's something else in your life that you wish you could control, but you can't, like another person. I don't know. I have no idea. I won't pretend to know, but it bothers me so to see y'all up here looking emaciated like this. Scott and Contessa have moved in a new building, but they haven't fully. Okay, so let me explain. All right. So Scott and Contessa have a joint practice. They had one building. They left that building before they actually finished renovating the new building. So now they're kind of working out of, but not really working out of the current building. They're basically doing odd jobs at other places instead of seeing their patients, and they're losing patients because they don't have anywhere to see them. And I was like, why would you do that? Why would you renovate an entire space? Um, and I feel like they be doing shit like this during the season, even when it's not financially feasible, even when it's not smart to do, so that they can write it off. You're doing this renovation construction during the taping of the show. Does that mean that you can have it written off? Just asking. Because if that's the case, I would understand, but it also feels like that's the reason why you would make such a terrible decision as of moving in, taking money away from one building to move into one that you're not ready to move into yet. Thank you. I've been seeing that. Thank you. I was people's number one on their YouTube recap. I love that. Thank you. I appreciate y'all for watching me. Thank you. Um, that's so cool. I love that. So yeah, y'all. Contessa said something at the funeral. Contessa keeps making little comments sometimes, y'all, that I feel like people should be listening to. Contessa says it's better, like the dog's funeral was better than her graduation party from medical school. And I'm just kind of like, Contessa is always putting her own shit in there, and it low key feels like a guilt trip. I don't know if this is what she's doing, like, with her kids and shit. But even telling her kid, like, you don't answer the phone when I call, then I'm gonna deduct from your allowance. And I know kids are assholes, y'all, so I'm not even gonna argue with y'all about that. But it just kind of feels like, are you one of those like annoying ass moms? You know what I mean? I don't know. Like she just Contessa be rubbing me wrong. It was something we're gonna play the preview the next episode at the end. Cause she said something else that I was like, girl, what? Anyway, the girls do a dance class after I'm sorry, the girls do a dance class. It was real cute. It was supposed to be sexy. Everybody's stiff for the most part. Except for Quad, who knows how to jiggle those ass cheeks. And people be hating on it. And I'm just kind of like, Toya, the only reason you don't do it is because you don't know how. Toya looks like somebody that doesn't know what to do with the ass that she does have. And everybody doesn't have like, what it takes to move your back muscles, like, in a way that is to a rhythm and not stiff. And I feel like Toya may not know exactly how to do that. So I don't know. But either way, everybody be so scared at so not scared, but like jealous of the girl that's shaking ass. And I'm like, I wish y'all would shake ass too and stop hating. They do this question situation. I don't know why we go from shaking ass to asking questions, but okay, Dr. Jackie. So, because this was Dr. Jackie's situation. So they asked Simone, would she have gone to Quad's birthday party if she had been invited more than just 2 hours before? Because y'all know they was beefed out, right? after they finished cursing each other out at the reunion, Simone went on Sweet Tea's show and once again talked about how Quad ain't got no money. And she's always speculating about Quad's ends and Quad's pockets and again with the slut shaming, always trying to humiliate women and make it seem as if they're fucking somebody for something as if it matters. It doesn't matter. Shit is still expensive. We're still overpaying for everything. Society is fucked. And y'all are like, women, you're using your feminine wiles to pay for shit. Yeah. Yeah. I'm using everything at my disposal in this fucked ass matrix. I absolutely am. Okay. And yeah, I just feel like I can't stand when women slut shame other women or this like mentality of feeling like a woman doesn't deserve what she has because she didn't have to drag herself through an ain't shit ass marriage in order to be taken care of or have support. And I'm not saying that Simone don't like her husband, but Simone act like she don't like her husband. I like her husband. She act like she don't like her husband. Okay? It annoyed me that Quad could hold her hand, look in her eyes, and admit to hurting her and apologize for it, but Simone could not. I feel like I want this to be over because when you go back and watch Married to Medicine from beginning until now, what you understand is that Simone always pedestalized herself and looked down on Quad. And Quad not being under her, Quad making just as much money, Quad being comfortable, Quad not having to stay with an ain't shit ass nigga, Quad being able to financially support herself, Quad still looking really good at the age that she, looking still young and having this vibrant energy, even amongst all of these women that are, everybody's 40 and above, but Kwa still has the young girl energy about her. And there is a level of envy that I think Simone has of her. I think it's both envy and she wants to fuck her. I don't know which one it is more of, but all of that screaming and hollering and wanting to be mad and getting all in each other's face. And they do have their jokes about kissing and the way they dance on each other. It is a lot of like veiled shit. Like, excuse me for believing that when people joke about shit, they actually do kind of feel that way. Excuse me. Okay, my bad. But yeah, no, I feel like them hoes want to crack each other and they need to go ahead and do it. Like, just go ahead and crack the egg and split eagle and, kitty click and get it over with. Or do it again if you already have and you're mad that you haven't done it in a minute. Um, but it's aggravating to see Quad cry and apologize and Simone still have this I'm better than you and I don't like the fact that you feel like you can keep me out of your life. You're not entitled to be in her life, Simone. You've been extremely disrespectful. Let's go back for a second, shall we? You were friends with Quad. Quad was your OBGYN patient. She was your client, right? And you had what I feel like is a inappropriate friendship with her because when she would come to you as an OBGYN, you would impress upon her that she needed to hurry up and have a baby for an abusive ass man. Now, I really wish that black women, especially when they claim to be so fucking smart, will go read some books and understand our obsession with having babies and pushing other women to have babies comes from slavery. Yes, a woman might be treated and valued at a higher rate if she could have babies for master. Yeah. That's really what that's about. Y'all can put religion on it. Y'all can put all that other shit that y'all want to put on it, but essentially the reason why I think black women are always doing this very what it feels like is subconscious, like they're not even like an automatic thing, they're not even always conscious of how they want to impress upon you that you need to be having a baby. And once I read how much this was pushed on black American women through the slave trade to have children by slave masters, how this was pushed on them, they were incentivized the way, they might be treated. Then if they had a certain amount of babies for a master, it might get written into his will that she would be freed at some point if she carried enough babies. Also, having babies sometimes would mean a certain level of off time that women weren't otherwise getting. And when you weren't having babies, you were less valuable and you were treated worse. This shit don't just come from nowhere, y'all. It don't, right? So when Simone decided that she wanted to try to coerce Quad into getting pregnant, you need to hurry up and give that man a baby. Like, you taking it like a personal assault to you that she wasn't trying to have a baby with that nigga, and then to find out he was abusing her, and then y'all denied her experience, which is another violation to me. The only person that really was on her side at that reunion when the abuse allegations and all of that shit came out was Heavenly. Heavenly was like the only person that really was like, yeah, nah. He said he put hands on her. She said it. Andy said it. Why the fuck is Mariah and Toya and Simone arguing about whether this man put his hands on this lady if he's admitting that he did it? So you must want to believe that she deserved it. And on some level, y'all, people have always felt that way about Black women in this country, that we deserve whatever terrible things happen to us. Underlying, there is always a level of feeling like that's why every time we talk about a woman being harmed, there's somebody, woman or man, that has to tell us about how that woman is not a victim. She a willing participant. She brought it on herself. She put herself in that position. Like, we always have to make the Black woman to blame for whatever fucked up situation she ends up in, as if her own abuse is not the punishment for the decision that she made. However she's abused was the punishment for the choice she made. We don't need nobody else outside of that to be asking for fucking accountability from women. You know what I mean? Like, in these situations, like, I'm just getting aggravated sometimes by when I think about how y'all impose these narratives on Black women, and it really comes from slavery and racism, and you don't know this and you just perpetuate it, and it's just so fucked up when you really think about it. It's like really fucked up as Black people to further perpetuate narratives that were brought to us during slavery about how valuable we were based on how much money we could make a white man. So yeah, I want us to like start being fucking for real about where your true value lies. And it's not in you being able to be a fucking baby making machine or a workhorse for no nigga, white or not. So Simone treated Quad like shit for a long time and has, this little girl, after you didn't defend her, after y'all excused what that man did to her and took his side because y'all doctors, and then you got mad when that lady said, I'm not fucking with you no more. And then this little girl keep talking. Quad was a grown ass woman with a grown woman coochie, and you kept calling her a little girl because you what, 10 years plus older than her? So you got to keep disrespecting her womanhood because you're upset that she's not giving you access to her. At the end of the day, y'all, Simone is consistently upset with Quad because Quad won't give her the access that she wants to her. That is fucking weird. That's weird, y'all. That's weird. Like, sit and think about it. Every time Simone is screaming, no, because you kicked us out your life. You did something that made me feel like you were not someone I can trust. And so I backed up off of you. And now every time we turn around, you trying to find a way to make me some bad guy because I don't want to allow you the same access to me. And y'all don't get me wrong. Quad is just as messy and problematic, and they go back and forth, and they both do messy shit. They both do stuff to each other. Please don't misunderstand me. But at the crux of this, Simone does the absolute most and always has. And when I go and watch it back, I realize how y'all have always had an attitude towards Quad like she didn't deserve to sit at the table with y'all. And when Quad became somebody on this show that was low-key irreplaceable, I don't think y'all like that. I don't think y'all like that. I don't. And it does show a lot of crossing boundaries that Simone. So Simone, your kids feeling entitled to your money and entitled to for you to continue to take care of them is probably because you are absent of the understanding of boundaries. Boundaries. Because if you don't have boundaries with your children, then they have expectations of you that they should not have because you don't know how to say no. You don't know how to be disciplined in the way you deal with them. So now they come into you with their hand out talking about white people take care of their kids forever. Why you can't take care of us? And I told y'all something was wrong with them fucking kids, especially when you look at Black boys that don't get their hair done or just don't have any, like it's not a style. They not free forming a fucking lock. They just look like they don't want to comb their hair. What the hell is going on? And that's because y'all do too much for them kids. And a part of the harm you do when you do too much and coddle your kids is crippling them. I think a lot of the angst they have is not having to really solve their own problems because their parents are always there to do it for them. Now they got all of this fucking energy and angst and they haven't really accomplished anything. And that's because y'all are always trying to make sure that you accomplish it for them so that they don't make you look bad. That's what it be feeling like. But I'm going to leave Simone alone when it comes to that for this moment, okay? But yeah, that was annoying to me. Moving on to the men. I like Dr. Eugene. So at first, it seemed like the new guys, were asking the older guys for advice. And Eugene says to be on her side, whether she's right or wrong. Okay. And to be honest, this is the best advice that you can give. Not because women don't need to be told they're wrong, but it's the way it's done because of the way people can't wait to use it against you. So and this is just in my personal experience. I remember one time a long time ago, long time ago, me and one of my friends got into it. When I tell you, she mentioned to me far too many fucking times about how Lyric was right there. Lyric heard what you said, as if that was supposed to mean something in the argument. You being able to go and grab my husband to use him as your witness against me. What the fuck you think that's gonna mean? I'll argue with you and him. I don't give a fuck. Like if I feel like I'm right about something or, I feel like you tripping, I don't give a fuck who you go get. You can go get him. You can go get my mama. You can go get whoever the fuck you want to go get. If I feel how I feel, I ain't coming off of it for nobody. So don't ever try that shit. That's even wild that you would try that shit. But people do this. People can't wait to see some dissension between you and your partner so that they can use it against you. Okay? So for me, when he said she right or wrong, and then when y'all have y'all conversation and she going off, you take the moment to drop your little nugget in there and then you let it go. You know why? That's somebody that understands I'm not trying to control you. I can't change how you are. I'm your husband, so I'm choosing to support you and let you know I'm in your corner at the end of the day. But I will let you know how I really feel about it, and then I'm going to just let you deal with it as you choose. But I'm not going to try to control your response. I respect the fuck out of that. Curtis was mad because Curtis wants Eugene to tell Toya to stop telling the truth about how handsy he is with the women on the show. Curtis, you're upset and you want somebody to shut their wife down because you don't want the truth to be told about you. And what I'm tired of is motherfuckers that actually did what they being accused of being mad about the truth instead of being mad about the fact that you did the shit. You did touch that lady. And if I was Toya, I would have been pissed off at Jackie too for insinuating I sat on your husband's lap. But when he actually took her, grabbed her, and you could tell that the way her feet was planted, that the way he pulled her back, she couldn't exactly like pull herself back up automatically. I do think she sat there for too long, but I don't think she sat there too long because she wanted to be on Curtis's lap, but more so because did that nigga just pull me on his lap? Either way, we're not about to flip it and act like that's what Toya wanted, because Toya obviously was not trying to sit on this man's lap and he grabbed her and pulled her down. Your husband has also been accused, and it's been documented on this show, that he has cheated on you. Was caught at the airport with a bitch. So he has cheated. He has been on camera putting his hand on 2 of the women on this cast hip, touching people without their fucking consent. And y'all want Toya, or y'all want Eugene to tell Toya to shut up. When Eugene said, well, my wife ain't never said nothing that's not true, so I don't have that problem. Meaning I ain't telling Toya not to say a motherfucking thing. You need to be glad that I'm not really as mad about it as I could be, because you did pull her down on your lap. The fuck? And Jackie, you coming in to defend him and all of that? Girl, that's some weird ass shit too. Yeah, a part of all of that, self-respect that you pretend to have should be allowing that nigga to fight his own battles and not feeling no type of way whenever somebody called him out on some fuck ass shit that really was humiliating to you. To you. To you. You supposed to be Mimi. Hit him. Whack him again. Hit him for me. That's what you supposed to be like, bitch. Anytime somebody bring it up, you supposed to just look in the other direction. Just like you did when he pulled Toya down on his lap. Like, I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. And I really feel this way because I feel like essentially women are the ones, and I know y'all women ain't shit too. Please don't misunderstand me. We talk about how women ain't shit all the time. But when it comes to like the court of public opinion and how people respond to women in community, women are always left out to dry. Women are the ones who are most in harm's way when y'all do certain things and say certain things. Like when things happen, women are the ones a lot of the times that actually get harmed, that get hurt in situations, right? So Eugene feeling the way he does to me is to protect Toya from people that want to bully her into not telling the truth about what the fuck happened. But at the same time, we would love if Damon really felt the way, if Damon would check Heavenly when she does shit that's out of pocket. He ain't even got to do it in front of everybody. But when they get home, it would be, you know what I mean? And he has done it, don't get me wrong. But there is a level of, I'm not, right is right, wrong is wrong. Sometimes, yeah, but I do believe husband and wife should be united fronts. Excuse me, especially if what's being done is not a partner hurting another partner. But I do feel like y'all should be a united front unless one of y'all is hurting the other. Like what Curtis and Jackie got going on. He humiliating you. You should not be standing there arguing on his behalf to humiliate you. No, I don't feel like that's what should happen. Um, let's talk about Dr. Heavenly because I don't know what to believe about Dr. Heavenly because to me, Dr. Heavenly said exactly what I said. Okay. I said that if you could lie to her about your son getting arrested, the arrest happened in 2022. She finds out in 2024, 2025. Whenever it was, it's 2 to 3 years fucking later. Okay. If you could hide something like that, what else can you hide? I said that in the comments, and then everybody wanted to fucking argue with me when this story first came out, talking about, oh, it's a lie, and she did know. And I'm like, I don't know, y'all. The way Heavenly is always trying to perform submission and be an infantilized child when it comes to this man. Because when I tell y'all, I cringed every time she called that nigga daddy in this scene. And she calls this nigga daddy all the time. But this specific scene, first of all, she moved her voice down a few octaves, which annoyed the shit out of me. I mean up. I'm sorry. She moved her voice up a few octaves. Lower in volume, higher in note. Okay? Cause now we're talking, higher in the octave, right? Daddy, you know, like this baby talking shit. And I really don't like that. I really don't like that shit, y'all. I really don't like it because sometimes it makes me feel like she's performing like she is a child for this man. And why does this man need you to act like a child for him? You're coming to him to ask him why he would keep something so serious about you guys' son away from you and allow you to find out on the internet if that's the truth. But the way Dr. Heavenly is always trying to center everything around her husband and bolster his ego no matter what, I don't know if I can believe that she's actively saying to him every time he says that he told her, every time he says that, he tries to say that she knew and she's like, "No, I didn't know. No, I didn't know." Either that was something that they agreed to come on the show and lie about. That's fine. I'm open to that. But I'm also open to the fact that she would not argue with him on this show if it were not for the fact that she really didn't know. I'm kind of caught in between those two places. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I don't know what the fuck happened in Heavenly's childhood that made her need to be with a man that needs for her to act like a child all the time. Because we can act like Heavenly is doing this on her own, but I refuse to believe that. I think women do in relationships when they want to keep a man, they do what the man wants them to do. And on some level, if you walking around acting like a fucking child and talking to him like a baby and calling him daddy and all of this shit, talking to him in a way that is submissive while you're trying to like ask him for accountability in lying to you. You should be able to be fucking mad at the fact that he's lying to you. But instead, you talking to him like you scared to upset him. And all of that is very problematic to me. So it gave like y'all had the conversation prior and didn't know what y'all were going to decide upon. I don't know. But she kept saying that he did not tell her and she did not know. And he kept saying, I did tell you. She was like, no, you waited years to tell me. So basically, did it come out on the internet or did you find out years later? And y'all just reenacted the scene and acted as if he never told you, when really it's just that he waited 2 years to tell you. He waited until you was running for office to tell you about it. Even if that's the case, y'all, that's still not a good look. And the way she likes to make him look good all the time, this does not make him look good that he would lie to her about something this big. The fact that she's admitting that, I don't know what to believe, y'all. I don't know whether to think that they overproducing this scene and they know what they doing and they lying about something, or she's really saying, no, nigga, you didn't tell me about that. You didn't. I'm really inclined to believe that he didn't tell her. And even if he did tell her after the fact, he waited until right before she was coming on the show and, waited. He didn't tell her right when it happened. And that's still a problem to me, because why would you hide something like that from her? And to me, what it gives is I have a solidarity with my son that I don't have with my wife. And I would have a problem with that, especially as a wife, because if we were supposed to be a united front and you on my team and I'm on yours, how dare you hide something like that from me? An arrest? What the fuck was she gonna do? Was she gonna beat him? And then apparently when she find out, she get into a fight with her son, cursing him out, and he pack his stuff and leave, and now he not talking to her. And she's like, well, daddy, can you get him to talk to his mama? And he's like, no, I can't get him to talk to you. Only God can do that. Well, can you pray about it, daddy? And now they hugging. And I'm just like, this is weird. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened in Heavenly's childhood in order to make this the thing, to make this how the relationship pans out. But I don't like how it feels. I don't like how it feels. Like living in a room with no windows and shit. Right? And having weird feelings around my dad. I don't know. I don't like how it feels, y'all. I'm gonna just tell y'all the truth. I don't know. But it just gives what happened with your pa? What happened with your daddy in order for you to have to keep calling this man daddy? Because it's giving, you're trying to like have him parent you as a father because you don't like your own daddy or whatever happened with your own daddy. So there's a level of allowing this infantilization to happen so that you can be reparented by a man who you feel is more responsible than your own father was. That's what it feels like. And I'ma still feel like that's fucking weird. I'ma still feel like that. Even the hug was nutty. Body language, all type of crazy. I just can't say daddy because I have a daddy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I could never call no nigga, like, not for real. Like, not for real. Like, not even really in a blend. Like, it never felt good. Like, I have a real dad. I don't want to think about that nigga while we fucking. I don't think about, I think about Jerome. Yuck. Okay? I don't want to think about that. Yes, like Monique. Exactly like Monique. I haven't tuned in this season, so thank you for watching for me and giving me the highlights. No problem. I think Heavenly was adopted. I don't know if she was adopted, but I do know that there was a differentiation in the relationship between her sister and herself. She and her sister barely get along. I wonder if the sister's abuse, if the sister was abused. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just wondering. I'm wondering. What that situation was like, like if the older daughter was treated so much differently, what might have happened. You know what I mean? She admitted she found out on the internet on Spill It TV. She said she asked him again after a blogger posted the court documents. Oh, wow. Right. Like, even in a blend. Why the F would I be calling you daddy? I have one. Yeah, she's subservient to, she's not entitled to know everything because he treats her like a child and she accepts it. Basically. And then the tone of voice that she came in there talking to him, I was just like, oh, girl, please stop. But yeah, I don't think she was adopted because I feel like I saw a picture of her mama. She looked just like her mama. She could just have a father wound, I don't know, or been raised to people please. That definitely that. Okay, she wasn't adopted. You can be daddy, but you also have a government name. Don't play stupid with me. And see, that's the thing. Like she does. We don't ever see her really in a Damon. You know what I'm saying? Like no, it's always this daddy shit. Monique's husband calls her mama. It sounds like a balance. Um, their situation is still weird to me. Okay, but he does, yeah. Heavenly husband calls her buddy, which sounds like I want to pat you on the head. Oh, I ain't gonna tell y'all what just went through my mind. I'm gonna leave it alone. Anyway, Heavenly playing like she didn't know. They had to concoct their story before it came out. Why though? Why did they have to concoct a story that she didn't know? Wouldn't it seem like she was more in control of her shit if she knew about it? Um, she don't ever raise up even a little bit. Yeah, pet. That's what it sounds like. Like, and I don't know. I can't deal with that type of degradation. Like, I don't know. I don't know. And a lot of the times I feel like when women just bounce into, oh, well, he do this for me and he do that for me, like financially providing for you. And him being a doctor is something that does not mean that you're being treated well all the time. That's not what that means. Being indifferent to you, shutting up as to not say the wrong thing so you don't have to be the bad guy, but you know what you're thinking is bad. Yeah, I've noticed that a lot. Niggas that don't talk a lot, sometimes they don't talk a lot because they know whatever they're gonna say is gonna get them in trouble. Yes, they are weird. Nah, that went through your mind, girl. What went um I don't know Damon. I don't know Damon, right? I don't know these people. But Damon reminds me of a certain type of personality of young black men that I grew up around that is sometimes awkward and how they see themselves as men a lot of the times have come through some type of brutality and that's still in there somewhere. Like, I don't know what it is. Ain't he a Q? I don't know. It's just something about his energy that gives I'm quiet because I'm being smart. But if y'all remember like nerdy, quiet types that kind of have a sharp tone to them, those types of guys, they're the good guy in all of this, but sometimes they can, I don't know, do weird controlling shit like lie to you for years about very important things. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. A man should do for you, but it doesn't mean you should make yourself smaller to show gratefulness. Just say thank you, kiss, and move on. That's yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Dame Daddy looks like he is always choking on oh wait, on anger, like the Hulk. Yes, yes, yes. Out of control if you piss him off. Damon a beast inside. Yes, that's another thing I feel like I'm getting. Like this holding things barely below the surface. You know what I'm saying? She called him Damon on Instagram Live the other day. She was hollering through the house to him. I think that soft spoken daddy is for TV. I'm sure it is, but that's still a problem that you feel like you need to perform like that for TV. Is that to troll people? Is that what that's about? I always think it's weird when people think their degradation is a trolling mechanism for other people because it doesn't matter to me that you're okay with him, like, with being infantilized in your marriage. Like, it's weird and I'm going to acknowledge it, but it is no sweat off my brow that you decide to live your life in this way. But I do recognize that, you know, um, she is one that knows how to, get people upset and keep people glued in. So this can all be a manipulation, right? That's why I said I'm kind of low key feeling like, do I feel like going through this with Married to Medicine? Because they tend to overproduce themselves sometimes too. I'm confused, Bondy. Heavenly said she knows about everything that goes on in that house. I'm confused. Well, that's because she's lying. You can't be both disempowered and powerful enough to know that everything that's going on. No. I think it's performative because she tries it once and it works, so she keeps doing it. I'm in a community with many highly educated D9 fraternity bros, and they are all weirdos and are all in F-ish. Fuck shit. Okay, right. I think she's performing. Everyone has a boiling point when triggered. Everyone, even in the midst of chaos at the hospital, says Damon is cool under pressure. Being cool under pressure at your job is not the same. Like, okay, so you don't have to like blow up on people in order to be like extremely nasty to them. And I'm not saying like this is what he's doing, y'all. I'm just saying their shit is weird. And the way it's displayed on the show makes me wonder what we're not seeing. And I don't believe that any man with that type of misogynistic outlook on life is that sweet all the time. I just think there are people that are really good at the image that they portray. And so that's not good enough for me that people at the hospital feel like he stays cool. Yeah, that's his job. That's important to his image. What he does in his household may not necessarily be the same thing. How he talks to her when he's upset may not necessarily be the same thing. And again, I don't care either way. That's them people business. If she okay with being talked to, good or bad, whatever's happening, I don't care. I'm just going to be wondering what we're not seeing from them because this is weird to me. Quiet ones be unpredictable, and I don't like that. Yeah, and scary sometimes, right? Thank you, Merle, for the super sticker. Thank you. Keep it up. I will. I'm super late, but the baby talking from Heavenly really bothered me too. It's a way to childlike, and I wonder why he needs that too. That's what I'm saying. Like, why do you need her to sound like a child? Those D9 men are weirdos. It's a job for one. You have an incentive to control yourself. Yes, serial killers are often seen as nice guys who would never. This is true. Contessa told us that Heavenly hit Damon over the head with a pot before. Heavenly told her secret. I wonder why. He's a doctor. He's supposed to be cool. Paying bills and respect is two different things, right? He probably mean to her at home. That's why she is so volatile with the ladies. That's another thing, y'all. That's another thing. Um, Child, not Dahmer. Going off at home is probably how he stays cool at the hospital. It's just like he's constantly performing. We don't know anything about him or seen his personality in all these years. And often he's just always trying to control shit. Like I could tell him and Eugene gonna, get into it at some point, and that's because you can't control Eugene. A lot of the other men, as much as they try to act like they're more manly than Eugene, they're really not. Like Eugene not being bullied in a lot of these settings is the reason why, to me, he is more manly than men that go along with shit as a party line type of thing. Like y'all are followers. A lot of y'all are followers. That doesn't mean you're stronger because y'all are doing this pack mentality shit. Normally, the person that is going to stand outside of y'all's pack is the stronger personality. But y'all are going to call him, less than because he's not willing to be punked by a bunch of men, which I think is crazy. It's weird how y'all fix that in y'all mind that when men act like punks and acquiesce to other men and do all of this circle jerk shit where y'all enjoy picking on women together as grown adult men. That's what y'all be on. Y'all get mad at a man for saying, I'm not doing that with you weak ass niggas. Like, to me, it shows more bravery to tell a group of niggas to suck my dick than it does to just go along with their bullshit. Just saying. They say that man is abusive behind the scenes is crazy. To say that man is abusive behind the scenes is crazy. Well, I mean, I don't think anybody necessarily said that, but I do assume that about most men that come off a certain way. And he has said things that are extremely misogynistic to me. And a woman that has to call her husband daddy, like that just puts a lot of things in my mind about why he would need for her to be infantilized in such a way, why he would lie to her about something so serious for, a number of years as if she can't handle it. Like, how is she supposed to handle running for a state representative if she can't handle her son going to jail? Like, what? I think, you know, I don't think it's crazy to say that men can be abusive behind the scenes because a lot of men are. So yeah, no. Like men commit like 99% of all the crimes in this country. Like literally look it up. It's a 90 percentile situation of how much men do fucked up shit. And so I think it's weird when y'all think it's weird when we question if the man might be volatile or abusive because like 99% of the violent crimes and shit happening are happening by men. But yeah, girl. And yeah, and being a doctor, having a God complex, girl, yeah, I've just seen way too many documentaries about men that come off like Damon that make me feel like just because you want to present yourself like somebody that, is so nice doesn't mean that you are. That's all I'm saying. But we don't know anything. And I'm not making any real judgment. I'm just saying it's weird. Calling him daddy, him lying, her infantilizing herself when it's obvious she's a strong personality, just the infamil that was in the cabinets, the son wanting to go to school and do good but also getting into it with the cops, because that's what happened with the son got into it with the cops and you covered that shit up. Why would you cover that up? Like, that's just a lot of shit to make me feel like, what's going on here? You're on a reality show and you always digging into other people's business. And that's another thing, y'all. I low key feel where Toya's coming from. I think if anybody has a right to say, bitch, don't nobody need to be voting for you, it's Toya. Because you have consistently over the years tried to make Toya feel like she's stupid because she wasn't willing to do back-breaking work to prove that she was valuable to a nigga. No, she just found a nigga that found her valuable and decided to have the life that she set out for herself. Because a lot of y'all be mad at Toya for living the life that y'all really pretend like y'all want to live. Like, my man can do this, my man can do that. Well, in Toya's situation, my man can do it, and I'm going to let him do it. What's the problem? Isn't this what the black women have been trying to get since slavery? To be treated, and taken care of like white women. Isn't that what we've been trying to accomplish? Toya accomplished it. And now they get up here with educations and shit, beating bitches over the head with it. And to me, I think that if anybody can say, I don't think you should be able to run for office because you think that anybody that didn't go to college is stupid, which y'all know she has, a tendency to treat people like that. Like, they all have a tendency to be extremely elitist with the women that, have gone to school but aren't doctors. Cause I believe Toya went to college. Like, Toya completed college. Toya was a teacher. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Quad finished school, but Quad is extremely intelligent. And some people don't necessarily have to go to college in order to be smart. But essentially, what we're saying here is that the attitude that Heavenly has displayed doesn't showcase someone that should be in politics. And I think Toya is entitled to feel that way because she's been at the brunt of a lot of those things. However, like Eugene said, with the president we have now, the way politicians are moving, it's all going downhill fast, girl. I don't see why we can't give the problematic black lady a chance. Why not? The ship is going down anyway. Let's see if she can make it any better or any worse, child. Who knows? And I see all the people out there supporting her. As many people out there supporting Heavenly because of their connections with her. And that's great. But I'm often paying attention to whenever black people just want to repeat the same shit that white people do that we know don't work, but we just want to be like white people. So we just gonna keep repeating the shit that they do. Like, not necessarily being, fit for the job, but getting it anyway. And again, she a black woman. She could be fit for it at the end of the day. Because black women, we be good at all of the shit that we try to do. So essentially, she could still be good, but the bar is low. Yes, the bar is low for me. And, that's them people business. I'm not hating on it, but I also feel like there's nothing wrong with questioning. There's nothing wrong with people that feel like they don't want to vote for her. And if anybody can feel that way, Toya can feel that way. Okay? I'll be the weirdo though. Sometimes something seems off with Damon and Heavenly. I don't think I'm wrong for saying so. I don't think you're wrong for saying so either. These are people that have decided to put themselves on a reality show for us to observe. And then when we make observations, all of a sudden everybody wants to get all fucking sensitive. Um, and yeah, I don't think we're anybody saying anything for a fact except for her calling him daddy is fucking weird and made us cringe and uncomfortable. And they always seem like they hiding a line about something. Why did y'all have Infamil? Why did that little nigga get arrested? What is going on? Why did you hide that from her? Why is she acting like she didn't know if she knew? So many things. So many things. Um, let's see. I will say none of the women on the show is uneducated, unlike some of these other reality shows. That's very true. But they still have elitism, and use their degrees to hit each other upside the head with. That's what they do on this show, y'all. It's fucked up. Now let's go listen to the preview for the rest of the season, because girl. Okay. Okay. Next time.
Next time on Married to Medicine.
What kind of friends focus on the negative? These, bitch.
I know that's right, because I'm fucking tired of Contessa acting like she don't know who she here for. You don't know what you here to do. These, bitch. My God. All of that grandstanding and virtue signaling, but still showing up.
All you pimps
I didn't do an episode 1 review because I didn't feel like there was really much to talk about.
and players in here, make some noise for Contessa.
Today is the day. It's my birthday party.
How you're gonna finance your education.
What about all the rich white kids, their parents pay for their way to do everything?
It's really hurtful to see Cecil just say nothing.
I said, you don't fucking jump in. You don't support me on I'm done.
So now that's the youngest son. We used to be talking about how the oldest son was acting a little slow. And now the youngest son look like he acting a little slow too. And this is because y'all don't know how to throw niggas in a pool and let them sink or swim. Y'all really don't. Y'all always trying to save and protect, and that's why they think they're, deserving of that. Like, did you go to school? Did you read the history? Because why the fuck are you acting like we got money like some of these white people? Yeah, we have a little bit of something. We do. But that's our money. And that doesn't mean we should exhaust our funds so that you can keep your ass in school so you don't have to go get a job or take care of yourself. And I'm not saying getting a job is the best option. There are so many things that this little niglet could figure out how to do with his parents, being on a reality show, being doctors and all of this, and real estate agents. Like, your parents are offering you ways to do something. A lot of times y'all don't want to fucking do anything and you want somebody to keep taking care of you. No. I would honestly say you need to figure your shit out. I'm going to give you 6 months, and in 6 months you're getting out of my house. Whether you like it or not, in 6 months, you are getting out of my house, and you're not going to a condo I'm paying for either. You're either going to figure out how to take care of yourself, or you're going to be on the street. And you know how they throw people in jail when they're on the street. So let's figure it out. And it's not about, like, just saying fuck your kids, right? Because it is hard out here. But it is about forcing accountability for themselves and trying to undo the damage you've obviously already done by doing everything for them. Let me see. Let me finish. Youngest son going to law school, saw them on Instagram. He is trying to work 2 jobs now. Oh, so he actually doing something. So his hair is not a signifier that he fucking up like that oldest one. Okay. Because the way he just said that shit to that lady, that was very like, why are you comparing your black mama to white people, sir? Are you going to college? Did you read in the history books they told you about how often white people that are around black people with money have a long line of money? They parents had money and shit, and black people just be like one generation out of poverty, and y'all be like, why you not doing it for me like Todd's mom's doing it? The fuck is you talking about? Nah, his hair was giving he not doing. I need to see the full clip because parents need finance education. I may actually agree with their son. No, I might too. But I also feel like you can't make people pay for shit they can't afford to pay for. And I also feel like sometimes you may need to just go get that shit out the mud too. Man, that nigga didn't want to pay for me to go back to Clark, Atlanta. I got a full scholarship to Georgia State University, and the only reason I decided to go is because he doubled down and said you can't take your car, you can't take none of your furniture with you, and I won't help you on room and board either. And so I made the decision to stay and go to fucking LSU. Surprise, surprise, you meet your husband. Surprise, surprise.
Next time on Married to Medicine.
What kind of friends focus on the negative? These, bitch.
Them kids not 18, no girl. Them kids not 18. Like, and to be very clear, the reason why I was automatically on Simone and them side is because Simone and them have been doing shit for them kids crazy since they got out of high school. She been paying for apartments, paying for people to clean the apartments. Like they weren't even cleaning up their own apartment. You know what I mean? Like we've already seen them taking advantage of their parents doing all of this shit for them. She paid for Cecil's kids. What? Kids force. What?
All you pimps and players in here, make some noise for Contessa.
I ain't gonna lie. I do one day want to have a players ball for a birthday party. I do.
Today is the day.
Right. Michael is 23 and Miles is 27. Yeah. Yeah.
It's my birthday party.
How you're gonna finance your education.
What about all the rich white kids, their parents pay for their way to do everything?
It's really hurtful to see Cecil just say nothing.
I said, you don't fucking jump in. Don't support me on I'm done.
So yeah, that's what's happening there. We'll see how it all plays out. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Thank y'all so much. Y'all support the channel. Don't forget, if y'all trying to come to us to Thailand, men can come to our trip to Thailand that we're having, Reset by Design Wellness. The link is down below in the description box if you're trying to roll with us when we go to Thailand next year in 2026. Okay. But yes, definitely get that link if you're trying to roll. Let me read some of these comments before I get out of here. Someone will do all the screaming just to go to let all 3 of her men get over in the end. Yes, she will. Yes, and don't forget about Fab Hair International, girl. Support the businesses. If you're looking for hair products for the black girls, it's good. Riley didn't know how to clean a bathroom, and Candy is still paying for one of her credit cards. Yes, that is absolutely true. But also, Riley didn't know how to clean a bathroom when she was still in high school, not college. Also, I believe that like Riley also has her own money. Like, right, it's not just Candy's money. Riley works. Riley went to school. Riley finished. Like, I think Riley has been doing what she's supposed to be doing. However, Candy also has had issues, I feel like, sometimes with a level of coddling. The generation of people from Generation X that grew up in somewhat poverty and decided that they were not going to make their children deal with the poverty that they dealt with, they overdo it. They overcorrect. So the things that actually teaches a young person how to take care of themselves, like cleaning after themselves and having a regimen for how they do things and having a little job so that they can learn how to take care of themselves. Like, these are things that you enact so that your children can see how life works under your roof and with your supervision. What happens a lot of the times is they don't want to do that because they feel like, I don't want to make them work. I don't want them to do this. I don't want them to do that. But it's about showing them how to do it while you still can provide them a safety net. I believe that at some point, Candy won't have to be paying for a fucking thing for Riley. But also, Candy probably got more money, and I'm sure it's not really taken out of her pocket like that. Simone be screaming like she financially cannot do what they're asking her to do. Like, it's a difference. Exactly. Riley is responsible. Kids who are given everything and have to do nothing is set up for failure. Teach them life lessons to survive on their own. Yes, my mom helped me with stuff and I still had my little job and went to school. Exactly. That's how it's supposed to do. It's a lesson. You're supposed to help them, teach them, but also, give them opportunities to do it on their own. I've been having jobs since first of all, the very first job was cleaning up and going run to the corner store at my mom's business. But my very first job, I might have been like 14 years old. But I've been working for a long time. I've always worked. And it's because my parents used to feel like they needed to teach me certain things. They taught me to be charitable. They had me give stuff away to people and, see how it helped people when they were able to get things. And if I had a surplus, like my parents actually did exercises and teaching you how to take care of yourself. That's why all 4 of us take care of ourselves very well, because our parents understood, I am preparing you to take care of yourself. And I'm for real. It's not one of us that's a bum. Okay. It's 4 of us. And it's not one of us that's a bum. I had a job at 16 and my mom had me pay $25 a month. That taught me how to pay where I lay. Yes. And a lot of the times your people would be saving the money so that they could give it back to you when you move out. You know what I mean? Like, and there are parents that's fucked up and they just be trying to take from their kids. My mom helped pay my credit card. Like, right. Ain't nothing wrong with helping, but you can't do everything for them. And one of the first things you need to be doing is, go get your own little apartment. Go get your own little place. When you're not in school, especially that oldest one, 27, and y'all still paying for him to live somewhere, that's wild to me. That's wild to me. I've been paying, you know what I'm saying? I've been paying rent since I got out of college. I've not even got out of college. I've been paying rent since I went from LSU to UNO and I moved back to New Orleans. And that was the first time I started paying rent. Back when you could still get an apartment for $700 a month, a 1-bedroom apartment. Ever since then, I've been living on my own and paying my own bills. Ever since then. And I was, 18, 19? So it really is about how you prepare them from day one. Instead of all of this fucking coddling and, oh, they're a baby and I don't want them to have to do all of that. Well, now they looking at you with their fucking handout at 23 and 27 instead of getting it for themselves with all of the access you've provided them. Yes, boys should be cooking, cleaning up, doing their own fucking laundry at a certain age. Like, you shouldn't still be doing your kids' laundry when they're a teenager, as far as I'm concerned. Like, no, you need to, on the weekends, you need to be making sure you got your clothes washed and all your shit ready. 27 and paying his bills is crazy. It is. This is why financial literacy should be in schools, elementary to high school. Absolutely. The fact that they never teach us how to manage money in school, to me, is an extension of how they don't want you to be prepared. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I learned stocks a little bit when I was at Easton, okay? But they ain't teach me that at them Catholic schools. Gosh, I miss those days when rent was that cheap, right? Girl, $700. I was like, but you old. Paying bills at 27, yes. Both of her boys have girlfriends too. See, and that's another thing. If you can't afford to pay for your own place or half of your own rent, then you can't afford to have no coochie. That's wild. Definitely charging my son rent if he decides to stay after high school. I'll give him his rent once he's ready to move out. But yeah, you have to teach them responsibility. And it's not about, like, you can't think about, oh, I don't want them to have to worry about this. I don't want them to have to. No. They can handle a little bit at a time. Okay? If you got them having a job and doing school when they're in high school, they should be able to do the same thing in college. Same thing in college. Work a job. Do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? If you could save your money, I'll give you the other half. I'll buy you a car. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to do shit like that to help them to be able to take care of themselves. But to me, it felt like Simone and Cecil just wanted to do everything for their kids because they were, in essence, probably spoiled to some degree. And spoiled really just means you not making sure that these kids are self-sufficient because you want to do everything for them. I had work study. I know that's right, girl. I had jobs. I worked down to the Lenox Mall. I worked I did internships really early. I worked at the courthouse. Like, At one point, I was working 2 jobs and in school at the same time. I worked at the courthouse during the day, got off the courthouse, went to the news station on the days that I didn't have classes. Yeah. So I don't be wanting to hear none of that shit. And I feel like you can't be broke and get coochie. I would be telling my sons all that, nigga, you can't get no cutty. You don't have no money. You can't get cutty when you don't have any money. I don't know. I don't know who's teaching the life lessons around here. I thought it was me. No. You can't have a little girlfriend if you can't afford a place to stay. And I'm talking about in college. Like, no, because first of all, I don't want no bummy ass son. So you not having anything is not a good look. You don't need no little girlfriend. If you can't afford to take the little young lady on dates, if you can't afford to pay your own way, then you don't need no fucking girlfriend. Because the last thing I need is for you to be getting a little girl pregnant that you can't financially secure. And now you looking at me like, Mom, help. No. Come around here with a big belly talking about you ain't know what you was supposed to do. Right, because your parents might not be financially responsible. And that's another thing. That's why they need to teach it in school. I feel like Simone puts on like she's doing well, but not. And she's the only one that is bringing in income. That's another thing. Sometimes it feels like she be letting Cecil and them kids work her like a goddamn workhorse. But again, just like when I talked about in my members only with Nell, women have to make a decision to not allow people to use them in this way. Why are you allowing them to use you in this way? Stop doing it. Like, you have a decision. Stop doing it. Just stop, girl. Just stop. It's okay. You can stop. But y'all don't want to stop. And then you want to just complain about it after the fact and scream and holler. Okay? And you got to be safe, because black boys that don't comb their hair, sometimes they murder their mamas, girl. You got to be careful. Don't try to, don't just be screaming at them kids like that, girl. Just say I'm not going to be paying for nothing no more and move on. Cause sometimes when they don't be combing their hair, they be dangerous. Okay, I'm just saying, you gotta look at all these things. Not all the time, girl. Not all the time. So somebody in the comments, girl, if your son look depressed, I'm not saying he gonna unalive you. I'm just saying sometimes when your sons be depressed, they will unalive you. Cause I see news stories about it. Simone going off on the boys because they remind her of Cecil. Yeah. And whatever they watch you allow, that's exactly what they're going to replicate. That's another thing. This, a lot of the times, comes from parents not having the discipline in order to show the children how to move, right? Because to me, this is, y'all don't have any discipline. That's why y'all always giving them shit, because y'all don't have any discipline. Now you expecting them to have it. Not just financially, emotionally as well. Stop letting them kids and that man trauma dump on you. That's another thing, girl. That's another thing. That's something I have learned energetically. The way I will, you got it. I'm okay. I'm just coming in and rewound it back. I went to the Brandy Monica concert this past Saturday in Fort Worth. Ray J was there too. I don't know why they announce him at every show. I wish they would stop. Black boys that don't comb their hair equals white boys who punch holes in walls. Same thing, y'all. Yes, that's how it feel. That's how it feel. That's how it feel. Like, what is Cecil there for if he can't help teach principles? He is there to live his soft life. He's treating them how he was raised. He was coddled. Yep. Cecil, just an absentee father. I wouldn't even call him an absentee father, because I feel like he's there. I feel like he's there. He just doesn't help Simone. But I think that he has a relationship with his sons. I just think all of them have decided that they're going to not do anything and they're going to let Simone do all of it. But he's there. The boys think they are celebrities due to their parents being on the show. Child, I hope not. Because I wouldn't know who he was if I saw him out on the street. Cecil been laid off for 5 years now. He should have been went back to work. But she mad at Heavenly for talking about it. He's a drunk. It do be seeming that way. He either be high or drunk. Is Cecil working? No, he is not. Living deadbeat. I don't know, y'all. I really do feel like that man should have been able to retire at this point. So, but I also feel like just because you retire don't mean you don't make yourself of use and you just put all of the work on your wife's back because you know she'll do it. Like, that's what I feel like a lot of the time it is, weaponizing incompetence. But anyway, y'all, that's all I got for y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming through. I'll be back for another BondyBlue show tomorrow. And because I've been listening, I've been watching Blue-centric, Blue Taluzma, her breakdown of the Diddy documentary, and I love how she's saying a lot of the shit that I said. Like, it's crazy. I literally just wrote a joke about about Diddy, and she said the same shit I said. I was just like, damn, yeah, okay. We here, girl. We here, girl. Okay. But yeah, y'all, if y'all haven't seen Blue-centric's breakdown of the Diddy documentary and you like mine, you should watch hers too. Her shit was like 4 hours, so that's why I've been going back and forth in between lives. But anyway, yeah, she probably is on Carlos. I've seen her on there. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for coming through. All right, I love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Okay, I finally hit 128K. Y'all saw how they had me, right? Y'all saw how they had me at 127 for the longest fucking time. And now somebody then decided to hit, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and let her, retrieve some of her fucking followers. So thank y'all. Child, there's a lot of people I would love to collab with or work with whose work I really like. I like Blue. I like Olanati. Like, I like her. I like Deontay and them. I like the what is it, Christina B. I like her. I like Mel, the comedian, people that's outside of the but she be woke. Oh shit, you don't want to do Harry Potter and shit. I love her. Like it's a lot of content creators that I really, like and, would love to collab with, but at the same time, I don't know. Like I don't know. Sometimes I be feeling like I'm just chilling. Like I'm just chilling and I'm doing my thing and things happen organically. You know what I'm saying? Is OLFP gonna do more interviews? We would really like to, but at the same time, like there's a level of I'm not about to be chasing and dragging people to do interviews. I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel the need to do that. If I want the interview, we send out the email, we try to get them to do the interview, and then we gotta chase people around. It's all right. It ain't even that deep. We'll do something else. Okay. But yeah, y'all, thank y'all so much for coming through. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.